The next is the New Zealand Chinese Language Week Charitable Trust, and we have a audio visual link. Here they are. Ni hao.
Ni hao. Tau shan hao, tēnā koutou katoa. I'm Constance Hua, and I'm the project manager for the New Zealand Chinese Language Week. Jo Coughlin, the chair, she would like to be here, but unfortunately she had an unexpected funeral to attend, so she's at a funeral, and I will be presenting our submission. Thank you to the Mayor, Leanne Delzier, and all the councillors for being here and allowing me to present our submission. So before I get someone to play the video, which will give you a good feel about what are the highlights from last year's New Zealand Chinese Language
Kia ora,
Week.
Daja Hao, and welcome.
Sorry, that was an accident. You could just let us know when you're ready for it.
Okay, I'll give you a good feel. It's been running for 8 years, and it's a Kiwi-driven initiative, and we're really very thrilled that the council have always been supporting us, by supporting a mayor video of support, and then we work very closely with your libraries and the different kinds of activities we have are like the trilingual children's book, dumpling day activities, mention superstars. But let the video be played, and it will give you, it will sum up quite succinctly what the New Zealand Chinese Language Week is about.
Kia ora, thank you.
If you can go ahead and play the video.
Welcome to New Zealand Chinese Language Week 2021, which ran from the 26th of September to the 2nd of October. NZCLW 2021 was bigger and better than ever before. It was fantastic to see so many people involved all over New Zealand. We have loved seeing all the videos and photos of everyone entering the hashtag 5 Days 5 Phrases challenge, taking part in NZCLW National Dumpling Day, entering competitions and giveaways, and just enjoying and celebrating Chinese language and culture. Even though COVID-19 guidelines restricted the amount of guests we could host, we still put on a spectacular opening event at the New Zealand Parliament's Banquet Hall, with just over 75 guests in person and an additional 30 guests tuning in via Zoom. Jo Coughlin, chair of the New Zealand Chinese Language Week Trust, emceed the event. Speaker of the New Zealand House of Representatives, the Right Honourable Trevor Mallard, presented certificates of achievement to our youth ambassadors, Mandarin superstars and little ambassadors. Speakers included Trust Deputy Chair Tony Brown, Chinese Ambassador Her Excellency Madam Wu Ji, who spoke via Zoom, as well as Labour MP Nasi Chen. We started the week off with a delicious taste of Chinese culture, celebrating National Dumpling Day, which fitted perfectly with this year's New Zealand Chinese Language Week theme, food and hospitality. This year's response to our trilingual children's book, Daniel's Matariki Feast, was amazing, receiving high praise from children, teachers, and even politicians from around New Zealand. The NZCLW Trust has donated more than 1,650 books to 234 schools and libraries across the country. The Gisborne Herald made a video featuring Race Relations Commissioner Meng Foon visiting the children at St Mary's School in Gisborne. There he read Daniel's Matariki Feast in Mandarin, Te Reo, and English. It has also been wonderful to see the support from so many politicians and mayors around the country. A highlight was having Vodafone service provider change their hello phrase to ni hao in the top left-hand quarters of all Vodafone devices. We achieved prime-time features on 3's The Project and TVNZ1's Morning Show Breakfast, with a total of 58 features online, on-air and in print across the country, including major outlets News Talk ZB, RNZ, Stuff and the New Zealand Herald. Thank you once again for all your support and participation in New Zealand Chinese Language Week 2021. We can't wait to do it all over again in 2022. Xie xie.
So thank you for taking the time to watch that video, and I hope that it has given you a good feel of what are all the different elements. And like in the video, it says that, we cannot wait to launch this year's festival again, and it starts on the 25th of September, and it runs for a whole week again. So what kind of support are we asking? As I said that, we're so pleased that we will get a mail of support from you. So fantastic on that. And we have also asked for a liaison person to work with, so that when we distribute the trilingual books and the posters and all that, we can work with that person to see what kind of activities we could run at your grassroots level. And also, I mean, just like, we are a charitable trust and we've been doing it for 8 years. We would love to have some kind of financial support from Christchurch City Council, and we're asking for a contribution of around $2,000 or more if you can help us, because we do all sorts of things. The more support we get, the more new initiatives that we can think of. So as in the video, it shows you the trilingual book. There's a lot of effort that go into it. And this year, we are going to even give a goal to do an audio version. So every year, we try to just up the ante for ourselves. And then when we have our mainstream superstars, I mean, these are the people who are the frontliner, and they get to tell their personal journeys of how they started to learn the Chinese language, whether they're at the start of their journey or whether they're in the midst of it. And every single person has an interesting story to say. Some of them got into the Chinese language journey because they were doing it for business. Some of it was a personal journey for them. And then we even have, we've been speaking to this particular filmmaker, and it's amazing. He spent 5 years in China, and he started to learn to speak a little bit of Chinese. So on the other side, we're always looking for mentioned superstars. So if you know anyone in the council, if you know someone, do let me know. And I have to say just a little bit about my background. Obviously, you can tell from my accent that I'm not Kiwi. I grew up in Singapore, and I'm so pleased to see an initiative like the New Zealand Chinese Language Week, because I come from multilingual. I mean, I can speak Malay, I can speak a little bit of Chinese, and I'm learning Tereo. And it just does amazing things to your mind and your perspective for people to be, embracing culture like this. So I really think the New Zealand Chinese Language Week is a fantastic initiative, and we are counting on you, whether you could give us some form of support financially and a liaison person. So if anyone has any questions for me, I'll be really pleased to answer them.
Thank you very much. I'm actually, I mean, every year we've supported this with certainly the mural video of support. I'm not gonna pretend I can just remember. 我是基督长社长.
Thank you.
I'm the mayor of Christchurch. That was. So, but I'd have to practice up for my next video, so that's fine. I'm pretty sure that we have connections in with the trust. I know Joe Coughlin very well, of course, but of course we staff connect with this, and we've always made a small financial contribution to the Language Week. So, but I think what you've done today is to present it in a public setting so that it's raising public awareness. Aaron.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. The video was fantastic. You did ask if we had any Mandarin superstars. We do have a long-serving councillor, Jimmy Chen, who is, and our mayor can sing in Mandarin as well. She probably won't today, but she has at events, and so this council was well represented. So yeah.
Well, we would definitely love to have someone like her as a superstar, because it is amazing. I mean, there's just, everybody has got a different story to tell. Actually, my story, how I got into Mandarin speaking, I think, because I took Malay at school, and I met my my husband in the Mandarin speaking class. So everyone has a different story to tell. So yes, Aaron, I would like to just maybe touch base later and see how I can get in touch with the superstar. But thank you so much for your enthusiasm, energy, and support. You know, I mean, when you run something like an initiative for 8 weeks, really want to just keep going and making it bigger and bigger. So I really do appreciate your support on that. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll just let Jimmy Chen have the last word because he is stepping down from council at the end of this year with the elections, and after many years of service to his city. So I'll let him have the last question.
That question you mentioned earlier.
Chinese.
Particular in Chinese?
I'm just joking.
No.
I'm
Okay,
teasing.
yeah. You mentioned there's the wrong person, but I just don't know who is the wrong person in Christchurch.
No.
Whether you have any person.
That's all taken care of.
Okay. Okay. The other one is because to learn the Chinese language, the environment, creating the environment is important. Once a year, the 26th the September till the 2nd of October, only 1 week, probably even people try to learn. However, after later, still know this environment. But Christchurch is multicultural, the kind of community and city. So we did have like a Lantern Festival, Moon Festival, whether, the New Zealand Chinese Language Charitable Trust, you might consider can promote in that kind of festival. Give the people more can learn or encourage them try to speak English during that time. It's my question.
It's within the Golden Week for the Autumn Festival. Yeah. So I just think that Jimmy was just asking whether whether there's an opportunity for the for the New Zealand Chinese Language Week Charitable Trust to advertise in the context of some of the festivals that we run, like the Lantern Festival, which now coincides with the Autumn Festival, Moon Festival. Yeah.
That is a good point, and that question has been raised, of course. But as you know, with the funding that we have, sponsorships in kind that we get, as well as that. I guess in some ways, the New Zealand Chinese Language Week itself is the big platform for us, and then we do hope that we can add, some other activities along the way. I completely agree with it, because if you only focus in 1 week, then what happens to the rest of the week? Especially as you say, you learn how to say a few phrases. So we are always looking into those opportunities, and we would be happy to work with you to see, how else can we stretch the New Zealand Chinese Language Week beyond just this special week in a year. Definitely, yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for your time this morning, and I look forward to doing the video for you one last time, and connecting on all the other matters. So thank you very much for your presentation this morning.
谢谢. Thank you for taking our submission, and Chai Chen, have a good day. Thank you.
Boat security.